Okay, good morning, everybody. We're gonna go ahead and call this meeting to order. You can see our distinguished county clerk is out in training, so today we have Pepa take it over for him. Item 1.2 is roll call. We're all present, so we have a quorum. We're gonna move on to item 1.3, which is the pledge of allegiance and the salute to the Texas. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We salute the Texas flag.
I honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the United States, one state under God, indivisible.
Anybody that's going to make a comment or that is going to provide information to the board, will please at this point raise your, can you stand up and raise your right hand, please? You sound sure that the information you provide to this commission will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but truth, so be God. Yes. Anybody with a public comment? Commissioners?
I've got two, Judge. We got appreciation from Bishop Amayo and Laredo Diocese for our decision on the detention family home unit. Thank us for that decision. I got the information through our local priest. The second comment I have is concerning the soccer fields that we're going to build at the county park. I know I talked to you about it, but I haven't discussed it with anybody else, and I don't think I'll let you know yet. Anyway, but I talked to the seed people for the grass seed, and they recommended we wait until March. They said if we put the seed down right now, we'll probably burn.
It'll burn up right now.
It'll bake, yeah.
The other thing too, you can have two options. Either you can sod it, but I also did find some of the seed. There is also, it's coastal, it's a new hybrid variety that they have out right now that's supposed to be really drought tolerant. If we want to go that route, I found some seed that we can order and try to go that route as well.
Okay. Okay, I'll talk to you some more about it later. The man from the seed company recommended that we go
Yeah,
with
around
common Bermuda.
common Bermuda, but I would wait till March 1st, because that would start.
And the other thing is we don't have irrigation over there yet. We need to get irrigation set up first and do proper irrigation. That's it.
Okay, anyone, public comments? Then we'll move on to item 1.6, which is approval of minutes of regular meeting of June 27, 2016. What was an interesting meeting we had the other day? There's a motion to approve the minutes of the meeting of June 27 by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, subject to any corrections. Second, the Commissioner Juan Carmona. Do we have any other discussions or corrections? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All that oppose, same sign. That motion carries. 2.1 is approval of bonds. Do we have any bonds, Mr. Khan?
Yes, sir. I think there's, well,
Okay, we have two bonds, one for Arturo Romo. And the other one is for Raimundo Valderas. They're both police officers. There's a motion by Commissioner Carmona to approve.
Second.
The last second by Commissioner Rodriguez. Do we have any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All that opposed? Motion carries by unanimous vote. Item 2.2 is the monthly report from AP agent Chief Ritter for the month of June 2016.
a busy month with the kids. We traveled to Victoria, take a group of kids to the state rifle contest, and then from there we took the young ladies to College Station to participate at our state 4-H roundup, where they participated in the clothing and textile project. One of our young ladies, Katrina John, placed third in the state. Our rifle team did really well compared to the state. We weren't in the top half. We didn't get any awards, but I was proud of the kids for qualifying just to compete the state. We also took a group of youth to District 12 4-H Leadership Lab, which was held in Kingsville, Texas. It was a 4-day camp where the youth learned about leadership skills throughout the week. Then we also had steer validation on the 25th of June. Steer numbers were down a little bit compared to last year. We validated 30 steers in comparison to 38 last year. This upcoming month, this next couple of weeks will be a little busy for us as well. Heading to Kingsville, Texas tomorrow, we have our district record book jugging contest, followed by next week I'll be in Waco at our state conference, and then we'll have a officer training for our kids on the 27th of July, along with some food nutrition workshop as well.
This shooting competition, what does it entail?
We do different aspects of the shooting sports competition. We have the 22 small bore rifle competition, where we start practicing with the kids in January all the way through May. And basically, we teach them safety, and then they actually compete at the district level. We have 22 counties in our district, and our district contest is usually held either the last week of April or first week of May annually. And on our older kids, our high school kids, if they are in the top 3 teams, they qualify for state.
How old will they start?
From 9 to 18, we have anywhere from 25 to 40 kids annually that do the shooting sports project. We have the 4-H program owns all the rifles. We purchase all the 22 shells, the targets. The only thing we ask the kids to provide is eye protection and ear protection. And it's pretty much,
For the younger ones, what is the distance that they have?
everybody shoots the same. It's 50-foot open sights with peep sights. Like I said, all of our rifles are equipped with peep sights. We start the kids off with pellet guns just until we are confident of their safety. And once we're comfortable with them handling the pellet gun, we upgrade them over to the 22s. And then we also have the archery program, where we have about 12 recurve bows, and we start the kids off with recurve. The bows that we have aren't really competition bows, but it's just something to get the kids started. And this year we had right at 22 kids sign up to go to district. The actual district contest was rescheduled because it flooded down in San Diego. So when we rescheduled it, we only had 18 that showed up for the actual district contest. But we had 2 young individuals from the county that placed third at district, which is for our first year ever doing this, pretty good.
Any questions for Mr. Ritchie?
Motion to approve the report.
There's a motion by Commissioner Reyes to approve the report provided by Mr. Ritchie Cooper.
Second.
There's a second by Commissioner Gonzalez. Do you have any other comments?
You want to talk about the hog traps since I'm up here right now?
We don't have an item specific?
Yes, there is an item in there.
You want to bring it out of order?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
know which item it is?
I sure don't.
Well,
I ain't got no.
Ricky, anything on your partner?
Coworker, as far as what I was told on the state side, the job has gone external, so it is open external already. There is no closing date on the position, so if anybody's interested, they can go to greatjobs.tamu.edu and get the information to apply.
You have a travel request, don't you?
I've got 2 of those, but I've got the hog stuff down there. I'll wait for you. No problem.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All that opposed? Motion carries. Our next item on the agenda is 2.3, which is discussion and appropriate action concerning the monthly report from Constable Precinct 1, Mr. Hugo Zulaika, for the month of June 2016.
Morning, Judge. Morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
This report is contained in our packet. Do we have any questions? Any comments? Constable?
No, Judge, not at this time. I just want to report, I've been checking the parks. The Midway seems to be being utilized a lot. There's a concern that the road's kind of rough. Commissioner, I guess you already seen it.
Yeah, they went out there and used it for mud practice.
Yeah, and we've been keeping an eye on that. Commissioner Carmona has advised me to be on top of it, but it's pretty hard, but we don't know what time they go out there. But I have noticed a lot of people going out there fishing, enjoying the water, since we do have water this time up there. Other than that, everything seems to be going pretty good.
Thank you, Constable. Motions. So there's a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona to approve the report.
Okay.
Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. All in favor?
Aye.
All that opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Constable.
Thank you, Judge, Commissioners.
Item 2.4 is the monthly report from Constable Precinct 2, Mr. Andres Arambula, for the month of June 2016. It doesn't look like Mr. Arambula is present.
Motion to table.
There's a motion by Commissioner Urielas to table item 2.4. Second. There's a second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor?
Aye.
All that opposed? Motion carries. 2.5 is the monthly report from our Constable Precinct 3, Mr. Bruce Celicero, for the month of June 2016.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Also, the report is contained in the packet.
Numbers were lower this month. I was out in Kerrville for about a week for training. Hopefully it go down some.
Okay. Questions?
So,
There's a motion by Commissioner Rubalcaba to approve the report provided by our Constable Precinct 3. Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Do we have any other discussion? Any concerns or comments?
4th of July, we were a little busy. There was a guy burning, should have been burning. The wind was picking up and jumped the fence line and started a little house that had been demolished, but it was still a pile of bunch of wood and stuff, and that went up, so we decided him. Chief was out there.
Correct, is that legal?
Yes, sir. Yeah, just reports of gunshots, but it was fireworks, so it was a busy night. 4th of July.
Nothing out of the ordinary other than the forest burning?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All that opposed? That motion carries. Thank you, Constable.
Thank you.
Our next item is 2.6, which is the monthly report from our Constable Precinct 4, Mr. Jose Leon, for the month of June. Morning, sir.
Morning, Judge. Adjourned. Morning. For President Ovalo.
You've been busy, sir. Mr. Galán.
Excuse me?
You've been busy.
Any questions for the Constable, gentlemen? No? Any comments, Constable?
Yes, just working Thursday on 83 coming from Catalinas to Cheto. The fan bell on the vehicle broke, so I had to buy a new one. And,
Your car?
Yes,
Okay.
Rudy Martinez said he was going to install it.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion by Commissioner Rios to approve the report provided by our Constable Precinct 4, Mr. Jose Leon.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Do we have any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All that opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
2.7 is the monthly report from Camino Real Ambulance for the month of June 22nd.
Morning.
June, correction, number to lower level from previous month. We had a total of 71 emergency calls that broke down to 0 DOAs, 18 infusions, 42 medical emergencies, and 29 medical emergencies.
Do you know if there's transfers at all? Any transfers? They're just not listed here.
No, we were asked only to put the emergency stuff.
Okay.
When you say transfer, you're talking transfer from the hospital? You all do some of those?
How many units do you have operating? Five.
And the staff, what are they, BLS, ALS?
Three staff,
How much is
both, do BLS and ACLS.
Questions, other questions? There's a motion by Commissioner Blanca to approve the report. By Commissioner Noguera. Do we have any other discussions?
No, sir.
Then all those in favor?
Aye.
All that opposed? That motion carries.
Thank you, sir.
2.8, we have the monthly report from Arquitectura S.A. Inc. on status of projects. What do you guys do?
Good morning,
Morning.
On the forest preservation, we have been on hold for almost 60 days. We have to issue a stop work order because we were not satisfied with the work that we're doing on the steel windows, and so we've been going back and forth. As of the last commissioner's court, we finally resolved all our differences, and the subcontractor agreed to redo everything. Starting from scratch again on the steel windows, not on this windows, but the steel windows on the other side.
They will put in different types of glass in there. And Joe caught on to it. So since we're gonna redo them again, our next goal is to find that original glass that was in those windows in 1926. And we found some, well, not we used to be, Joe found a company in Pennsylvania that have old buildings that were built in those areas, and they're taking some of those windows, and we're gonna see if we can get it back to the way they were. There's special glass, it's just, we can't just skip it.
Where are those windows? Steel windows.
The ones that are in the clerk's office, right here, and the one that's on the west side over there by what that vault is, those windows, right?
How many windows?
Well, that corner is 1, 2, 3, 4, and right here in the center, the first floor, this is all steel windows. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4.
And is it just the glass that's gonna be replaced,
Yeah,
or
it's the glass.
the price no?
12 years ago, when they did those windows, they could not find the same matching glass because the glass was broken. But what they did is that they brought in the rib glass, which was not the original wire rib glass because they could not find that at the time. So we were originally supposed to match what was done 12 years ago. But so happened that we found the original glass from 1926 in Pennsylvania. So what we would like to have to do on this project is that right now they cannot find that glass that matches because they were broken pieces. So given the fact that they can't find that glass, we're kind of in a stronghold on this. So we found that the original glass from 1926, so if we can restore them to this original from 1926, that's prepared. So now they're going to proceed to remove the glass, finish all the frames, take all the rust away, and paint and so on. Then we're going to go to Pennsylvania. The argument we have is that the glass, the sample that they're sending, the large sample do not match the small sample they send. So because it's existing windows in Pennsylvania. So it is complicated, but the solution is get inventory of what we need, go to Pennsylvania and see if it actually matches, put those windows aside and tell them this is the glass I want, and just bring it over here.
It's just the glass that's gonna be replaced. The frames are the same, right?
They have to remove the glass, sand, paint, scrape, and repaint all the frame and then put the glass back on here.
Is it gonna cost us any more?
We're gonna have to from Pennsylvania to here. So those two windows and these two windows, we have to count it up. You're looking at
By the glass.
you're looking at maybe $15,000.
And that's basically what we wanted to do the first time, but we couldn't find the glass. So now that we found it, $50,000 is something that the historical commission is gonna give us $390,000, so it's coming really out of there, because they want us to put it back to the 26.
You got a grant for $450,000 from it. So it's really using the money.
We're going to get used glass.
Yeah,
Well, it has to be.
because they don't make that.
But they don't make that glass anymore. But at the end of the day, you end up with an original.
And the used glass doesn't cost us more than what the new glass cost us when we put those up, but that new glass broke right away because it started cracking because it didn't have the wire and stuff.
Yeah, they didn't follow. So it seemed like we are moving forward. I mean, you see, and that's pretty old. We got pennies. It's pretty much just a few very minor things, and then we'll be back to the punch list and go over everything that started out.
Are they going to do any work on landscaping, on the grass especially? There's a lot of bare spots out there.
I don't know. I spoke to Eloy. We didn't have anything on that of the contract, anything of modification to
The
that.
contract no pusimos nada.
But we had nice grass before it had been trampled.
Well, then I talked to Eloy about it, and then everything is on hold until you resolve the drainage issue of the sewer line, because you're gonna have to dig it all that out. So we
But the question I guess he's posing is through their contract here, since the contractors messed up our yard, were they supposed to fix it back up?
we did not have to, the contract, we haven't we didn't have to.
That's not included.
I think it was
We
completely
are, going to be our cost.
Well, it wasn't gonna be our cost anyway, because they'll put it in their contract, so the only thing that does is we get to do it cheaper. Because we don't have to pay, all the fees that are associated with it.
Yeah, the overhead.
Yeah.
We're waiting till March when it's cool.
Yeah.
And we're waiting
So,
for.
one thing that I did talk to Joe about, I didn't like the drainage system that they put up as a rock. So what we're gonna do is when they, because we're gonna do the work anyway, so when they finish one thing that out, either take a swell out of the grass or put a little cement, drainage out of it, because I know once we put those, from Pennsylvania, somebody's gonna chunk one of those rocks into the windows, so I'm gonna take them. Okay.
The rodeo arena,
You keep the courthouse annex according to this, according to my,
oh, the courthouse annex, that's right.
boy.
Yeah, okay, on the courthouse annex, we're finally moving on, doing all the finishes outside, they're moving on the inside, it's all waterproof, so. You're gonna see a lot of progress in the next 2 weeks, because all the outside will be done, they're gonna start the stone, the window will be in, so. It's gonna start looking like a building.
When you tell me that the stone fascia is going to be similar to this, is gonna be sandstone, or is it gonna be just something that looks like sandstone?
Limestone.
It's what?
Limestone.
Limestone.
It's a similar color to this, but this sandstone is not a good choice. It's the best.
Oh, I know.
But it be limestone cut in the shape, these ones are like long, so the shape of it would be the same pattern, but on limestone.
Great, because, even though this is, material's not good, it's lasted more than 100 years.
Yeah, I know, so that, the white area would be limestone, and it would be kind of close as we could.
The estimated completion date is November.
They're looking at, I don't know, November, that's what it's saying right now.
Any issues up there?
I have no issue.
What we have with the conference center?
The conference center, I guess we're battling the contractor, he denied warranty, so we hired legal to get all this resolved. I sent him a letter, he was contesting the deduction that you guys did from the contract. I agree on the deduction that you did, and they're based on per the contract items. I really don't understand these claims. I disagree with him.
The contractor is claiming that we held from the 10%, and the 10% is designed to protect us in case they don't finish the work. We did not deduct from the 10%. I mean, we deducted from that money, but not for the purpose of that they didn't complete. We deduct from their 10% because of their fault, we had to pay extra air conditioning, we had to fix wires that their subcontractors maliciously cut, and we had to replace, and they didn't connect the air conditioning systems correctly. All the leaks that we had, and so the general contractor instructed the subcontractors not to do any warranty work because we were deducting 10% or from their pay. So they sent us a letter saying that they were going to get an attorney to, I guess, sue us. So I got an attorney and we're going to sue them.
And if you remember it, Keith started us at court and he agreed to February 15th substantial completion. For the document, it says that becomes February 15th when you turn over everything, the utilities, and the county deducted utilities up to February 15th. I mean, it's really by the book, but he agreed February 15th, they deducted to February 15th, so there's really no argument. And the general requirements of the contract said if they were to damage anything that you provided, they have to replace it, and that's what he did. So it's a total of $17,000 deduct, which out of a $10 million contract, that is really nothing, looking at those terms. So I think the whole thing is ridiculous. You were in all your rights to make those deductions. I mean, so it's not like you have used anything. It's really, but
Is there any retainage on that, Judge? I'm sorry.
no, it's already paid.
They're already retained.
Well, the retainage, it was deducted.
The deduction.
From the retainage, we deducted what we thought that they should have paid, right? But we didn't reduce the actual 10% of what the money supposed to be deducted.
No, it was really, we agreed February 15th to deduct the utility. I mean, there's really no argument on that.
So there's only $17,000.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Just like $17,000 there.
That's what it would cost us to fix everything.
Well, no, it's going to cost us more to fix everything. So that's why we retain those attorneys to look into all the leakage and all that stuff. Because I am sure, well, I'm not sure, but if I had to guess, we'll probably have some more leakage whenever we get some more rain. We won't know until we get the rain.
I think that's the reason there's one is they just want to get out of it. That's what
I sent him the document, the copies of the excerpts of the contract specifically that justify your move. I mean, it's sort of like, it's going right over here.
Yeah, we've been having problems since day one. We've been telling them that it's waiting for the ball. So they're probably thinking, let's pretend we're upset and try to sue them and they'll forget about it. But no, they did wrong and we need to collect them.
Honestly, you don't sue a county, that's doesn't make
But that's part of what he said he was going to be an attorney.
makes no sense.
Okay.
That's what we stand. On recreational center of Asherton, there's another item on the agenda on this, so maybe we can table that discussion and move it to the next item.
We'll discuss it in there.
Fire station in Harrison Springs, as I understand, they finally found 2 sewer lines that they were investigated, 2 sewer lines existing, one PVC and one clay.
Can we go into the PVC one?
We need to go to the PVC.
Yes.
So he's investigating that, so that's really good news. They finally finished the pad. Bring it back up to speed. If you're all aware, when they were digging the pad, they found water. The water table wasn't 4 feet. So they dug down, they said they cut down the water table by digging down, giving them the dirt, out of the flow. They did the building pad, and it's completed. I requested, at that time, that the soil testing people, special inspection, that they step up their guard and be here all the time looking at this. I also requested that they provide the county with a letter certifying that that building pad is not going to fail because of that water table.
Okay. That is something you're requesting from
Yes.
the soil tester?
Yes.
Can we, even if they say it's not gonna fail, can we ensure ourselves that, let's go under the assumption that it is going to fail? What do we have to do to prevent it from happening?
If we say, you know what, I want to make sure that nothing happens to this, the next step we'll go to do piers every so often to go down deeper below that water table and support the building with piers. So you do a combination of slab on grade and piers so that even the slab on grade will fail, the piers are not going to fail. So it'd be a composite of those two. That would be the next step.
Okay.
We don't have the piers on the contract.
What would it, can you tell me or tell the court, what is the extra cost to make sure that we do that? Okay, I don't want to have the same problem that the high school did. The persons that did the soil testing guaranteed or said that that was going to happen, right? But we both know that once you have water, clay, and all these type of dirt mixing it together, something's going to happen. Something's going to give eventually. I want to make sure it doesn't happen.
So right now where I stand on this, I'm waiting for the big engineer to come back and meet and tell me, okay, because that's the point in time, I want to guarantee that it's not going to work. Regardless of, they said, we certify the building pad because it's like, if we have to provide a drainage system to reroute that, well, let's do that. So I'm waiting, right now I don't have the letter back. So I kind of got them rethinking, what do we need to do to make sure that it doesn't move?
Can we talk?
The water is coming up from the front for the 83. Right where they cut the pad, there's a wet corner there. That I see that comes out. And then there's one that's out there by where the old water faucet was. We don't know one, but there's a wet area also. So I don't know if they found that way around it, but over here in the on front of 83, there's a wet corner. And they see it, so they work on it.
Yeah, so they step up the guard, they work on top of this, they've been involved really heavily, but this is a technician, this is not the engineer. So I asked them, hey, I want the engineers to be now, I'm waiting for them to, we're not doing anything else until they tell me where we stand.
Okay. So regardless of what they do, can you give me, or can the contractor give me a proposal of what it would cost to put pillars in there, those piers in there?
I haven't worked on that.
I'd rather, well.
No, I agree with you, because once we do the slab and the building is built and it's moved, and, oh, we should have done that.
Yeah.
You know, we might be looking at $10,000 to do it, and it's stupid.
Yes, I don't want us run the continue. I want to say it's going to fail. Let's make sure it doesn't fail.
Because a small percentage that failed.
That's that I know when we walked back, when we thought we were done, and they came in also, they thought they were done. And now those pillars from under there, they still pulled out 4 more that were way under.
Those pillars from the old building?
They thought they were done, but then they started excavating and.
Oh, and they come down.
For the purpose of the general public knowing, we don't have any water in Dilby County most of the time, but there's a stream running through underneath that courthouse, and where we decided to build a fire station, there's another stream running through the town. So I think we should go into the water seeking business. But just give me a proposal, see what much it costs extra to do the pillars, and let's not mess with it, let's just do the pillars.
What was the full foundation?
I think that's what's called a full foundation with a pillar, no? Is that what it is?
Yeah, but there's no dirt underneath it, so it won't, the building won't move. And what I'm seeing there, you're putting it all the way up. The junior high is about 40 years old, and there's not a single crack on there. This is the best building there is, and he's got a floating foundation.
What is a floating foundation? Maybe I'm
That's what
missing.
you have here.
Yeah, the junior high.
This would be, this would be a floating foundation.
Which is it? Because it's got the pillars, right?
No, no pillars.
Yeah, but there's no dirt on the bottom. It's concrete, they put tin and plywood and everything else, and they built it up, the rebars, like they pour the concrete, and then when
So it's like on stills?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
No, no, it's like a board, it's a solid slab, and it sits on the pad. Now, if this is rigid enough, there's no way this can break. If this is rigid enough, it's.
So it will shift, but it won't break.
But, I mean, we don't want shift either, I mean, we don't even want that, I mean, we don't want the building to do this.
So that's what you're talking about, floating foundation for the.
Right now, we have a floating foundation. Now, this is something that, as a soils engineer, I'm not an expert on that, I'm a soils engineer. Because I'm waiting for him to tell me what do we need to do.
Okay, well, let us know as soon as possible. What else do we have to know about the fire station?
And everything, so we're going slow, and this is gonna put a hold until we solve this, but I don't wanna proceed until we make sure that we're doing it right.
Okay.
And the recreational facility on Big Wells, that and the Justice of the Peace are both moving at the same pace. I think they may be finishing maybe 30, 60, 45 days.
Any issues in those buildings?
No,
Any issue in the those recreational facilities?
no, everything.
Any questions from Mr. Casada? No? Okay. Motion to approve the resolution by Commissioner Carmona. Second by Commissioner Hurtado. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All that opposed, same sign. Okay, our next item is 2.9 is X. A discussion and appropriate concerning the monthly report from Creative Development Services on status of projects.
Morning, Judge, Commissioners, and good morning, Marlos. Judge, as you know, Commissioners, Commissioner Villegas, the Bay Frank Road is in completion planning, and I'll let Mr. Van Hill speak on that shortly. Regarding the reimbursements, we're waiting on some TxDOT. It is a substantial one, it's $2.4 million. And they did have a delay on it because of the way that they changed their auditing practice on their side from the TxDOT office. And so, Judge, as you know, we had to be signing some forms last week on that, but it is being processed. It's $2.4 million, almost $2.5 million to be reimbursed for that. And that will be the majority of what's been used for the grant. And as you know, also Diamond H is being awarded or being looked at the bids tomorrow. Now that Dan will speak on that as well. Moving forward after we're done with the Bay Branch Road, we are going to be continuing servicing the Diamond H just part as the way it is right now. And that shouldn't be a problem. It's not a big deal to be able to get those processes. Not too much that we're moving on that.
The monies that we were supposed to get reimbursed from the state, have we gotten?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, you got your maxed out already. This is the last part of it, and then you have some retainage. I believe, is that correct, Ben?
Yes, sir. So the $2 million we're going to get, that's
$3.4 million.
That's the final?
No, sir, you did. This was as of May, and so I know that we was talking about the retainage that they built out for June. That's the next reimbursement form that you'll be signing.
So do we know what is the total reimbursement we've gotten from TxDOT?
The total, minus the 2.4 million, you're looking at almost 7 million.
Oh,
Yes, sir. They've been coming in regularly.
any questions for Mr. Brandon? No? Then motion to approve the report. Motion made by Commissioner Hurtado to approve the report provided to by Creative Development Services. Second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Do we have any discussion?
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All that opposed? Motion is carried. The next item we have is 2.10, which is the monthly report from Event Coordinator Mary Pettis for the month of June 2016. Morning. Morning, Mary. What do we got?
I did a quick report for y'all for what was collected for the month of June. Deposits returned, deposits collected, and fees, rental fees that were paid for the month of June.
Have we had any issues out there?
No, not thus far. I have a follow-up on the ATM where they declined that application due to lack of traffic. They felt that we did not have enough traffic to generate and have an ATM set out there. I will be looking at other options with other banks to see if they say something. On the issue of the sign, the LED sign, I did some research for us with the cost of different signs that she found on the website.
Ms. Mary, how did it go with the 4th of July?
The 4th of July went well. We had a little kinks here and there. Traffic was one of the big major kinks.
What was the major key?
Was the traffic on Sunday night because of the marching band that was playing out there. Other than that, I think it all went well. People who had not been out there to see all that had been done with the county park were really amazed and thrilled that the county has provided such great things out there for the public.
If we would have had enough time, we would have probably built some restrooms out there too, but we didn't have enough time to get it all done.
So, all in all, they were very appreciative. The city, they hosted a thank you luncheon on Friday, and everything went well.
Good.
Back to the sign, back to the sign.
I created pretty much an overview, a spreadsheet with an overview of the companies that I looked into. The first one is Comet Signs. Comet Signs is the one that did the sign for Uvalde. And then other ones are also all based out of San Antonio. I decided I felt like Comet Signs would probably be the best company to go with. They have the best pricing. They have the best screen resolution. As you can see under the screen resolutions, all the other companies, they don't have that great of quality and they're more expensive. Another thing that I looked on is that they can all go through Vipor.
They all go through the
They all go through Vipor, so I called them all, I got information from them all, and they can all go through Vipor. In the folder, I put copies of all the quotes, or pretty much they're more like estimates, just so that you can see.
So the best resolution is Comet Signs.
Comet Signs, which is
It's cheaper than
26.
2 and 3, but a little bit more expensive than, like $1,000 more expensive than Kelly Customs.
Correct. The only thing about all the other companies is that what you need to do with the sign is you need to get some type of wireless internet, which would require a monthly fee just to run it. Comet Signs came down and they did a demo for us. Chris was present at the demo, and he actually talked to them and discussed about the county doing our own equipment with the internet. Chris can figure out a way to actually do it through Wi-Fi. He estimated more or less the price of the equipment being about $700, which would bring down the price for the estimate from Comet Signs because it's all included. Because I think they also had wireless, correct?
Yes, but their wireless is very short range. The sign would be too far from the building.
That's another thing that
You
might
like
be
the
an
whole
issue
size.
with the other companies, is that because they want to do the wireless as well, it might have the same problem that the.
So all in all, Comet Signs is the best deal.
All in all, Comet Signs is the best deal, and also I noticed that they've made the most effort to, follow up with me and call me, and like I said, they actually came down and do a demo. They also showed us the software, and it's very user-friendly. Chris got to take a look at it as well. He felt like it was much better even compared to the sign that we currently have right here. And I got to look at the software as well, and it's a very great software.
Well, let's start looking and see who wants to help us.
Sponsor our sign,
Sponsor
yes,
some
and
more
that's
signs.
what I'm working on.
Mary's been working on the sponsorship.
I just got one question. You're saying here's $100,000 and they're quoting you $78,000. Is there some other fees that they're?
There is, what I put on the spreadsheet is just option one. Some of them have two options.
This is option one,
and-
78,000.
Yes, but the second page, you have to add it with the second page, which includes installment. So the first page for option one, which is 1 year sign A, you have to add the installment and it'll equal to that total. As you can see in the graphics, option one shows the graphic of how it would look, and option two is just pretty much they downsized it a little. And it's, that's where you see the savings in the total amount. Like I said, in the spreadsheet, I only included option one just because they're all estimates. They said they can be flexible. If you want to scale down, you can scale down. If you want to add to it, you can always add to it. So this is just pretty much a startup point.
Would it have room for only for sponsors?
Yes, actually, you can add 4 sponsors, you can add 2 sponsors, it just depends. What I did is I gave them an image of the sign in Uvalde because that was our inspiration. So I told them to give us examples or designs similar to the one in Uvalde, just to start off with that. So they said they can do it with 4 panels for 4 sponsors, or they can go down to 2 panels for 2 sponsors, depending on how many sponsors
Or we
that
can add more.
we're gonna have.
Okay, maybe.
So the max is not 4
That's
sponsors.
No.
that's what
Yeah,
can
we can choose the amount of panels that we want on there. So like I said, that was just pretty much an example of how we can have it look. And like I said, it's up to the court. If y'all want to add to it, we can add to it. We can
If we
also.
got 4, that's 25,000 a piece. If we got 6, it's like $20,000 a piece, so. Whatever.
I kind of calculated that as
Judge, on the same note, Judge, I think if we're gonna put a fancy sign out there, I don't think there's no need for 2 signs to be out there. If we can get that other lady for a year or whatever, so we can take the other sign out.
Which other sign?
That one instead of
Oh, that one's already got people.
Right, like I said, you don't move it in front, we got the people up there, so we just keep our time on the views.
It's not going to be that close to
Have to have 2 signs in one
It
place.
doesn't, I don't think it'll affect it. It only, not that much. The sign's gonna be pretty much.
unless you want to pay.
But it's not be right in front of the people.
It's gonna be in front of it.
It will affect it.
For me, I would rather take it down, right?
And just give her some time on the people.
Guys are doing sponsorship?
Yeah. Exactly, she already had paid for it.
Oh, put her advertisement that.
On the same one, they only have 1 sign to.
Yeah, because according to the software, we can even
I'll bring
program
it
it
up.
to kind of run an ad every so often for her, or like she said, she could do a sponsorship, or she could even have one of the panels.
If somebody gives you $25,000 a piece, I would say just leave it there
Okay.
forever.
Yeah.
And put them on the panel.
Yeah, because the panels would be permanent. And as far as the advertising, we can do it through the digital sign every so often.
So that's what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so you're saying a permanent sponsorship so they can have a panel?
Right, and then,
And then do the digital,
so that we can have the sign hold her sign to give her like a 3-year advertising on that sign.
okay, so then
Is that,
Yeah,
just
so
on
that-
one side, only one side?
it's 2 sides.
Two
Two
sides.
sides, so they will see it both ways.
Oh,
the
yeah,
traffic.
okay.
That sign is beautiful, man.
Yeah, and as you can see in the pictures, the one that they gave us is very similar to theirs.
So I would say, as far as I'm concerned, we go ahead and
Keep contact with comment sign.
We'll put it on the agenda so that we can approve, so that you can go forward, try and get sponsorships and see what, so we can get,
What is the warranty of the sign?
The warranty, I think it should be, I don't have it off the top of my head, but it is on the proposal. It should be.
let's find out.
If not, I can get all that information from them. Like I said, they've been really good with me, they keep contact via email, they call me, so.
Also call the judge's office over there, or whoever does the event coordination over there, find out if they had any problems with that sign. I don't think they had any problems.
Okay, yes, we'll follow up with them and see exactly how it's going with them.
Does this need to go out to bid or not?
No, they go through the bike.
Yeah, they can do by one.
Don't need to go to bid, okay.
Is there any type of service contract that comes with it when we choose to go with that?
They probably do have a, find out.
Yes, I did talk to them about the services and they said that I think it's 5 years service warranty. But I'll get more specific information about all of that, and we can present it next Commissioner's Court once it's in the
The
agenda.
most important, it's gonna be hard for Fernando to get sponsors, but
Yes.
we might.
That is probably going to be the most difficult part is finding the sponsorships.
Well, that's a selling point to the sponsors also, but, you know, you got a warranty for 5 years, and they'll know that, you know, at least it will be functioning for 5 years.
Well, those boards don't matter, as long as the sign is there, they have the, yeah.
The panels are gonna be there, regardless, they're not gonna.
But tell whoever the sponsorship is, if it's a permanent, local business, well, they're gonna have advertising go on.
There is, I know it's a lot, but also look into maybe having a solar panel. See if they can connect, that way we're going to use enough electricity in the solar panel will put it itself. Like they do at the house, the one point, got all the signs there, and they will work. How we work. They got those big signs, and they got, you can see the solar panel on the side.
See how that works.
Sounds good?
Thank you. Well, what else do we have, Mary? Is that it?
That's pretty much it, other than, I assume that I have to put that on the next Commissioner's Court agenda. The Middleville Graham wanted to host their back to school health fair, giving the kids school supplies and so on. We wanted to see if they could utilize the facility out there.
That's fine, just so long as, make sure that they do all this setting up and all the taking out and all the cleaning and all that stuff, so that we go out there, don't get all stressed out about that.
Sure.
Okay? All right, any questions for Ms. Mary here? So I'll entertain a motion to approve. There's a motion by Commissioner Rubio to approve the report by Ms. Pettit. Second by, I heard about the second once.
Thank you.
Seconded by Commissioner Gutierrez. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All that opposed? That motion. 2.11, which is the approval for Ed Agent Richard Griffin to purchase supplies to set up off-track. The guy was on the first page, which is.
That's not on it.
To purchase supplies to set up off-track to alleviate hog problems at the airport. And in conjunction therewith, he has a request for travel reimbursement for the county extension agent who attended the camp and assisted the youth on June 21st to 24th, 2016 in Kingsville, Texas. That item is 2.24.
And there's an addendum as well. There's an addendum as well.
You have one addendum?
Here.
Okay, and on June 30th, which is the travel reimbursement for county extension agent Mr. Richie Griffin, who attended the state competition in order to assist the youth on June 4th to 8th in Victoria and College Station. Let's do the motion for those two items first, and then we'll discuss the all. So there's a motion by Commissioner Ramona to approve the reimbursement for under 230 and 224 for our agent. There's a second by Commissioner Hurtado. All those in favor? Aye. All that opposed? Motion carries. So 211, for the purposes of this discussion, remember we heard last time that we had a feral hog problem in and around the airport that creates a very dangerous situation for people landing at the airport. So the only thing that we can come up with is we need to get a hog trap to trap some of those hogs and get rid of them, keep them from coming onto the runway. Mr. Richard, take it away.
Basically, this is just a quick and easy way to do it. It's a head gate, and we'll use cattle panels and T-posts to make a big corral. Talking to the judge, we really don't want to trap there at the airport. We don't want to have that as a feeding source because then hogs get to the point where they're going to want to start going back to the airport. So if we can do something, say at the rifle range, the good thing with this little trap that we're going to set out, once the hog trap is sprung, we can set that pin up as big as we want to. I've seen them where they can hold about 60 to 70 hogs once they get it set up with the panels and the T-posts. You back in with the trailer, open up the gates, load up the hogs, and they're out of there pretty easy. For around $550, $500, y'all can get this all set up.
So what I wanted to do is approve like 750 just for incidentals, so we have to come back and, because knowing how these things work, we might need gates or latches or whatever, so I wanted to have like $750 expenditure so that we can see what we can do. We probably need to buy some feed and all those things so that the hogs will start getting used to smelling the feed away from the airport, so they don't run through there.
Is this the price of per trap, 269?
The 269 is just for the vacate, then we have to purchase the panels and T-posts and so forth.
I think that's just the door.
That's just the door.
What are we gonna do with hogs?
I do have a couple of individuals that said if we bought any hogs, they'd be willing to come to town and pick them up.
They're not buying them in the market?
As far as the selling of the hogs, like that's really slowed down. I think there's only 2 or 3 licensed individuals in the state that are allowed to
It's going to be a bit
sell
of
them now.
just one.
But we have enough people here locally that will take
Mr. The
them.
gate and the gate, you make the trap as big as you want with those panels and the gate in there. It's supposed to let the house go in, but it won't let them come out. Right, that's it's just a design.
We'll have to feed them with the gate open for a week or two, just to get them accustomed to going in there, and then, set the trap, set the gate. Once the gate's sprung, hogs can push in, go inside and eat. So if you have a mom with a bunch of babies outside, the babies, it's tangible enough where the babies can still push in, come through, and you can just load everything up in the end.
Those suckers are smart. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them just open and let those things come out.
But we have some really big ruts around the airport, 3-4 foot deep, so you have some pretty good sized pigs that are carrying and stuff.
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve $750 expenditure?
750, yes, sir.
Motion to approve an expenditure up to $750 for the purpose of building a hog trap and buying all incidences, including the corn that you need.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Urquidez,
Second.
second by Commissioner Noguera. Do we have any other discussion?
Once you trap them there, say you just get a couple, how come you got 3 or more?
If we got a couple of them, basically, like I said, I was answered our county attorney, he asked what we're gonna do with the hogs. I do have a couple of individuals that,
Well, I'm saying it's like a small amount.
if it's a
You
small
gotta have to
amount,
wait till-
I'm just gonna call that individual and say, hey, come pick them up.
Because you don't wanna, we
No,
don't
we're not gonna leave them
wanna.
overnight or nothing. It's basically,
Cross-border.
yeah, we're gonna have to feed them. It's either euthanize them there, well, you don't wanna euthanize them in the pen, you wanna get them out as quick as possible.
Is there a way we can also maybe later on get like a 200-gallon tank of water and put it there so that we can put a flow with this so that they can drink water?
We sure enough could. You can do that with a 55-gallon drum, just cut those drums, and that wouldn't even worry about filling up with water. But problem with water being that close to those pins, you're gonna have those hogs knocking it over. That the soil's gonna be a lot softer, and they'll root and go up right up underneath those.
Scratch that idea. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
2.12 is consideration and approval to enter into a lease agreement with Core Business Solutions for 2 print copy scan fax machines at the district clerk's office. Ms. Mari, did you
Good
give?
morning, Judge, Commissioners. I sure did, yes, sir.
Okay, so who do you want to give it to and what is the best price?
Judge, I am looking at Core Business Solutions, and they're a company based out of Clark, Texas, who
Where?
have Clark,
Park, Texas.
and they do have business offices out of Laredo. And so, the company that we have our copiers with right now is out of San Antonio. Their customer service is very poor.
Okay.
We've been having problems in the sense that if one of the computers breaks down and the gentleman comes and checks that service, the other machine, since you're here, we do have two big machines in the office.
Can you just please service the other machine? They say, no, we don't have a ticket for that item, we can only take
Okay,
care of
based
this
on
one.
your due diligence, your recommendation is for us to go with Core
Yes,
Business.
Core Business Solutions, yes, sir. And we do need to upgrade, and these machines are gonna help our office do the work. I just ask for your consideration and approval.
It's the last meeting, she advised us that due to the e-filing, it requires her to create more copies than before. With the e-filing system, we used to send a hard copy of all the documents. Now they put it in the computer, and she has to make the hard copies. So it's costing us to, it's making it easier on, well, not really on the attorneys, because I don't know how to use that stuff, but anyway, it creates more precision. So we're looking at a $453 and $81 payment for 60 months.
Yes, sir.
So there's a motion by Commissioner Wonka to approve, seconded by Commissioner Gonzalez. Do we have any other discussion, any other comments?
Just a question.
Yes.
Does this include all your supplies?
That includes the supplies, the maintenance, the toners, the cartridges. What we like about.
Includes the toners and.
Yes, sir. Yes. What I like about this machine is that, right now, our small printers in the office are taking a beating because of all the e-filing that's happening. Unfortunately, both our district courts require paper files. And so we're having to print additional copies so that we can maintain the paper file, and then additional copies that we need to send to their office, depending on the type of document. If it's something urgent, of course, they want to see it right now, and so we need to send them copies. And so we're looking at documents that are well over 500 pages, and these machines are going to speed up the process, and they're going to be networked to our computers, which is something that we don't have right now.
But the e-filing court costs, does that compensate for the extra copies that we're making?
Not the e-filing, no, sir.
So it's the same basic?
It's the same fee, There is a $2 service charge for filing a document, but a lot of your bigger PI cases have massive amounts of paperwork.
You do get the judges, I guess we need to give them some of those pads so that they can just review them from the pad, because, or maybe you can give them one of those.
You know, Judge, and I'm not sure that they realize how much added work it is to continue having a paper file. Because it would make things a lot easier if we had a computer system set up in the courtroom where if they have a question regarding a case, they can just enter the case number and view it. They don't want to do that. They want to go through the paper file and sit there and flip pages. And so that, unfortunately, with all these e-filings coming in, it's added work.
Well, as old as I am, and that is my memory is, I guess when you have a paper file, you can go back and forth versus when you have that pad and you're looking at page 1 and you have to look at page 200, you start to go back and find it and then come back. And I had that same problem, but it creates a lot more problem for them. So, that having said that, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
2.13 is approved to advertise for bids for the construction of the restroom facility in the Joaquin Salgado County Park. Where's Mr. Eloy? In the meantime, let's recall item 2.4, which is the item that we tabled on the monthly report from Council Precinct 2 Restaurant for the month of June 2016. We need a motion to. Good morning. Motion to recall by Commissioner Ojeda, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
Hole punches and everything.
Oh, you weren't here to do
Yes.
Any permission to act to his or is under oath? Okay. Yes. All right, do we have the report provided by the constable here? Do we have any questions for Mr. Arambula? There's a motion by Commissioner Carmona to approve the report provided by Constable Precinct 2, Mr. Arambula. Seconded by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Do we have any comments, Mr. Arambula? Any concerns, problems with your vehicle or anything?
The only thing, Judge, is the engine light turned on this morning, so I'll be taking a look at that.
You what?
The engine light turned on.
Oh.
For the vehicle.
Okay.
So I'll take that and see what the reading is. I'll be sending the battery myself and then reset, see what kind of pickup we get. Okay.
It will be, make sure it gets serviced. What is reach of peace? Reach of peace has several definitions, but it's basically when you say a bad word, you throw somebody the finger, or you make unruly comment. Disorderly conduct that tends to incite a comeback.
I don't remember seeing that on the report before. There's a disorder.
Okay, there's no other discussion, then all in favor? All opposed? That motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Which brings us back to the restroom 2.13, which is approved to advertise for bids for the construction and of the restroom facility at the Joaquin Salgado County Park. Did we figure out where we're gonna put this thing?
No, Judge, I think we need to evaluate it a little more because of that sewage. We might need to get into the water control station.
Okay, we were hoping, there's a manhole right there by where we built that band stage, somewhere behind, there's a manhole, but we found out that that line is pressurized, so we cannot hook onto that pressurized pipe. Because if we do, then that sewer might be forced up through the commode. So we're gonna have to see if we can tie in with a border patrol station line that goes to the pump that pressurizes that line. Or we might have to build the restrooms on that part of the county park. But being that the property is ours, we might just be able to cut through where the horses is, right?
Yes, sir. See, we can put it to where it's just free flow, so it can go to the lift station versus under pressure.
So maybe instead of putting it where we want it, then maybe we can put it at the corner of where those horses are, so that we will have just a short distance to it.
It should be close to the sewage coming out of the water control station.
Okay. So do you still want us to advertise for it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we need a motion to approve the advertisement for bids for the restroom facility at the Joaquin County. There's a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona, by Commissioner Michael Curiel. Do we have any other discussions or questions? All in favor? All that opposed? Motion carries. Okay, if you may recall, 2.14 is to consider a continuing term for Juan Luperas to remain on the Camino Real Community Services Board of Directors. As you all recall, the county is a member of the Camino Real jurisdiction. They provide psychiatric, psychological, and mental health services for the citizens of Living County. We have a board member that sits in my stead on that board, and his name is Juan Luperas. He's I don't even know what his license is, but he's a licensed counselor. So we put him there on the board about 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 4, I don't remember, but his term is up. So we contacted him, and he's willing to keep serving the board. So there's no problems or questions, and I would really like for him to continue being my proxy on that board. Motion to approve by Commissioner Uriel, second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Do we have any other discussions along there?
For 2 years.
2 years? 2 years. Okay, then I take it back, and he's been there for 2 years. Okay, so, any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All that oppose? Motion. 2.5 is approval to retain attorney Donato Ramos for the improper termination of the county employee's life insurance policy for damages to Faith Ranch Road caused by these fuel spill. I had an opportunity to talk to Donato, so we finally talked to him about a week ago. And we had a problem, and that's the reason why we want to hire him for the diesel fuel spill. We want to see if we can collect prospective damages in case something, if there's a failure on the road. At this point, we don't know if there's going to be a failure on the road or not, but there was a diesel spill, as you all recall, on the Faith Road, Ranch Road, County Road. And we're just trying to see if we can get some damages in case something happens to the road in the future. That's item B. The other item is to retain him file a lawsuit immediately for one of our county employees' life insurance was terminated due to the county's fault. And so we're trying to see if we can get him reinstated. See, it's a policy where there was a mistake. One of the checks that we issued, you couldn't read whatever the lines are on the bottom, and we issued a whole bunch of checks, and that's the only check that they returned to us without any type of notification. And then we took it upon ourselves to say, well, we'll double it up the next month, and by then they canceled the insurance on one of our employees. So we need to see if we can get them reinstated.
They won't reinstate it, we just, let us talk to them.
No, we send them letters, we talk to them, and apparently it appears that they might be having some sort of financial problems, and you have to know insurance companies to know how they operate. So our next step is either, when we try to get that employee a life insurance on our own so that we bypass this process, but the way the law reads, we can't do it that way. We were trying to get them a policy on the side where he can pay, but because of the status that he is in right now, he's probably uninsured.
There's some health problems.
Yes.
Who's the insurance company?
I have no idea who the insurance company.
Seems better. On business, like to be that the insurance company will do that.
Well, you have to know how the insurance historically have operated and how they operate now to understand.
They're really online business from all that.
Well, that's probably, you see what happened is, and I don't know what we're gonna do. We have an agent, and this, here, there, and yonder, you have an insurance that says we want to sell insurance to the county. And if the product that he brings us is better than the product that we have, they recommend that we go with him. And then we have people with existing policies, and we get another policy, and then they come through our paying system, and they deduct the premiums, and we messed up and we didn't pay the premiums. Well, we did pay them, but they returned the money back. So then we sent it again, and they returned it back because they couldn't get and then they just canceled the premium.
So is that something that the county attorney could help us with, or we have to pay?
It's a civil matter, we discussed it with them, and
You've already discussed it with him?
Mr. Martinez discussed it.
Sorry?
Mr. Martinez discussed it. It's been going on for a while. Basically, the story the judge told you is pretty much what happened. The payments were sent, they were sent back, and, they're gonna have to receive a letter from legal counsel or civil attorney, threatening litigation that it's gonna cost the county. So that's something the civil attorney needs to have. On the second matter, have we made a claim to our insurance for the damages? Do we have any coverage on B, on Faith Road?
yes, we have.
And they denied the claim?
We made a claim, right, and They haven't,
No, sir, we haven't made a claim to the contractor or the company that caused the spill.
That's what we want to promise.
We didn't make a claim to our own insurance, but if they had a claim, then we proceed with harmless. There may be coverage there to save the county's expense of hiring an attorney, a civil attorney to handle that.
I don't know that our insurance covers that, but we'll ask.
Just ask and then if that's denied, then it's subject to them denying that claim goes to approval.
Will this hire, Mr. Donato, subject to us finding out if there's coverage? Well, what that does, if there is coverage, then they pay us whatever we think the damages are, and then they go after the companies that, the insurance company goes after the.
And we do that since the road didn't belong to the county at the time. I mean, the road belongs to the, but when they were doing the job, it wasn't officially ours yet, right?
We talked to the contractor about that, and the contractor said it's your property. Even though we haven't turned it over to you yet, it's still your property. They felt like it'd be better, that it is better to do it through the county.
Yeah, the only issue is that the insurance companies can say, well, we didn't insure that. And then it's denied and goes to Donato, and he sends a notice to the whoever caused the spill and notifies them all, and they don't want to correct it. But it's going to need all the receipts and damages, estimates, and possibly hire some experts to say what's the cost of cleaning up the cost of having to redo that section of the road. And there's where maybe our engineer and be helpful in giving the attorney the information he needs.
The other thing that we talked about doing was to put up the amount of money that was a coverage, and I guess I'll be like an insurance company and put that money up and then keep taking those payments that our employee is making, and then when it gets to the amount, then at that point we don't need that anymore. He continues to pay, but I don't know that we can do that. That's being too innovative. I don't know what the law is to do.
At the end of all this
That's what we were talking. That's for the, because the amount of money is not that much. So we should put up the money and continue taking the monthly payments that the employee is making, and eventually it'll be the amount of money that we stop taking the payments. And if something happens pursuant to the policy, then the county pays out the money. That's the other way that we thought, but I don't know where we need to ask the AG, the Attorney General, to see if we can do that.
Was it just one employee?
One employee, yeah. One employee.
It was old cafeteria plan, life insurance policy.
And since now his status is not the way it was before, that we should do this.
the one we're
It's an old one. People moved on to the new one. The employee stayed with the old policy that was cheaper.
So, what do you want to do?
The way you were saying it is just more important than we need them, that you got the authority to, so
So there's a motion by Commissioner Carmona to retain, subject to our determination from our insurance company to see if they will cover the damages, to retain Attorney Donato Ramos for the damages to the Faith Ranch Road caused by the spill, and to retain him to try and see if we can get relief through the employee's life insurance policy that was terminated due to any other discussion?
We're going to vote on together. Both of them?
Yes. There's a motion by Commissioner Carmona. Second by Commissioner Rodriguez. Do we have any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 216 is request for approval of signage for the Justice of the Peace Precinct 3 building in Lady Wells, Texas. What do we have? Who brought me this item? Mr. Casar?
Yeah, we have that on the plan, you know, the way it reads there.
Okay. Oh, okay. If you look at if you look at the item under 2.16, we have a circle similar to what's here in this shed, and we have the Justice of the Peace Precinct 3 on the front. We need to start getting that so we can have it in place by the time.
That's made from all aluminum letters, great dimension. The logo is not perforated, it's a circle with like a vinyl
Okay.
bonded to that.
And it'll last.
Yeah, because it's all in aluminum.
So there's a motion by Commissioner Juan Carmona to, I guess, we're going to put it up for bids, or you already know how much?
That's already in the contract.
Oh, okay, so to approve, I guess, so we're approving this design.
Yeah, so we just want to make sure that that's how you do it. Now, we were supposed to have a recreational facility. We were asking what, the building next door. That's not in the agenda, I guess we'll have to put it in the next. We wanted to see what do you want to read on the other building.
Okay, let's approve this. There's a motion to approve the signage as presented by Mr. Calzada today, by Commissioner Carmona.
Second.
There's a second by Commissioner Rubalcaba. Do we have any discussion on that item? Then all those in favor?
Aye.
All that opposed? Motion carries. Okay,
The question is, what do you want to do? Right now, it's a recreational facility. That's what you want. It can be.
The next meeting?
Yeah.
What I want to approve too, and just put it on the next agenda, I want to approve a bronze plaque like the ones we put in. We want to approve the signage, and then we want to approve something that reflects that it was a joint effort between the City of Big Wells and the Commissioner's Court. Okay, and just like the one we did at the recreational center, the Royal Arena, except instead of it being Commissioner's Court, we formed Commissioner's Court, I don't the Commissioner's Court and the City of Big Wells. And then approve the name. I don't know what you want to put. If you want to name the building, or we just want to put. I talked to my commissioner. I wanted to put his name there because he's the one that let this thing go on, but he says no. So if you all want to put just recreational center,
Devon County.
Dearborn County Recreation Center. Yeah, and now the other thing I was thinking is Dearborn County / Big Wells Recreation Center, but I think we just need to put Dearborn County and recognize them on the plaque, on the bronze plaque. What do y'all think?
Are we going to do one for each of the buildings, or just one for the recreational?
Well, I want to do one for each of the buildings, the bronze plaque, with Dearborn County and Big Wells in their own signage that
Yes,
present. So put something together like this for the other building, almost the same design. But on the recreation center, I don't think you need to put the emblem, the circle, just the name.
And put a bulldog.
With all the bulldogs back in the days, you find a bulldog under the Debbie County Recreation Center.
Recreation Center. Dearborn County Bulldog Recreation Center.
Figure it out, Joe. Just a sign. I mean, just a.
Oh, just a bulldog?
Just a bulldog. Instead of the circle where the star is, just put a
bulldog. A blue bulldog. Okay, sounds good.
Dearborn County Recreation.
His building. Okay.
Okay, we'll submit it on the next.
Okay. Item 2.17 is discussion and appropriate action to approve the interlocal cooperation agreement between Dearborn County and the City of Ashland. We're just reinstating the old one that we had, so we're just going to change the dates and leave the same contract that we had before. We had no problem with it, so.
question.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have a problem. I was thinking of something else. This is the
So there's a motion by Commissioner Alonso Carmona to approve the interlocal cooperation agreement between Denton County and the city of Exeter. Second by Commissioner Juan Carmona. Discussion. Do you have any questions? Any comments?
I got a quick question. Mr. Zamora, in order for us to help you with some of the roles, or to help Commissioner Revolcada, put it this way, so we can do some of the play those roles, and the interlocal agreement, we can just go in there and just advise them they're going to help them out, or they have to request?
They have to request, and the commissioner has to be available, and then they have to agree to either.
They request by email, so I can email them back when we're available, I didn't know the dates.
That what I'm saying is for me to help you go and do a couple of roles.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, that you have to work out with her.
Okay. Not with him, with her.
If he calls her to help him with something that she needs you to help, that she can call him.
That's what I'm here.
The only thing that we need to make sure that you get your diesel. That's the only. And if we have a puncture tire, then they help pay for it. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. 2.18, approval of reimbursement change order for annual expenses to Luciano State Park. Mr. Carlos, please. Apparently, we had, Luciano is claiming that we faltered on what we agreed to do for them to do their job, which is, they're saying that even though at first we thought they were saying that they bought all the material, and what they're saying is that they did have to buy some of the material, but that we had agreed to have the material in place before they started. So the fact that we didn't provide the material in place before we started, it caused a delay to them and it cost them money. We said, okay. And then they were claiming that we give them water. And so, that's not, there's a fire hydrant right there, so they needed water. All they need to do is tell the city, hey, we're going to put a hose there and then use the water they need. So, but they keep saying that that was Ernest had said, I'm going to do that, I'm going to take care of this, and we're going to stop that. So they're saying that it's how much?
Actually, the difference would be about $6,200.
$6,200. So I'm saying, okay, show me, give me backup that says that it took you, or that we delayed you X number of hours and X number of employees and multiply that. And then if you did in fact buy material, give me receipts where you bought material, give me receipts that show, give us backup that shows or substantiates what you're claiming. Okay, because if we don't, then they're not going to want to provide the other. So before we start over there, I want to know exactly what it is they want. So before they start moving in here, if they want 10 trucks of dirt, well, let's put 10 trucks of dirt there before they start, so we won't have those problems. Okay? And before we start, make sure that we have talked to Cheto and that they're going to have water there, so that I'm sure there's, I don't know if there's a fire hydrant close by or something. Okay, so that we can hook up and they can hook up there so they can have permission to do what it is they need to do to use whatever water they need to be out there. That's where our interlocal governmental agreement comes in. They have to give us, Cheto has to give us a water. So they're saying it's $200. I'm saying, okay, if it is our fault, show me and we'll work with you. But I told them, you need to understand that it was not all our fault, all Ernest's fault. Whatever they're claiming, they could have probably mitigated whatever it is that we want to do. But at first they're saying, we thought they were saying we could take water on the dirt. That was not true. That was their own one without loading on the dirt. And they were going to do that. And I understand, if we would have had the piles of dirt right there where they were going to construct, it's easier to move the dirt around than they haul it up. And it didn't cost that much to haul that out. I recognize, I acknowledge that we might have some fault, but we cannot pay any money unless we have backup.
He said he would provide it. The only thing is that they're out in different locations, and he won't be back for another 2 weeks. So as soon as you get that, this doesn't start mailing me, so we can look at that.
So in 2 weeks, Commissioner, let's see if we can get the dirt. You already have the stakes. Put half of it there and half of it next to where they can, because we don't know how much dirt they're gonna need.
I don't know how much dirt they're gonna need, but I already took the 5 loads.
I think the, how much did you take? About 10. So just take about 10 loads anyways, if we need to use the dirt around, we're probably gonna need dirt for the other building that's next. So let's just put it around this way.
All right, so he'll send documentation that he's got, and then we can look at it, and then we'll decide.
But I got a problem with that, because all he's saying is not true. So I was there, and they didn't have to carry it inside, because the trucks drove all the way in there and dumped it right there in the middle.
No, I understand, and that's why we're waiting to see the documentation, and then you all can decide.
So you backed in and you dumped the?
Yeah, remember, I pulled the truck, the big belly dumped, and then we went and got some more. And then when we had the dump truck, the regular dump truck, we would put it there, dump it right in the middle, and then get out of there again. So I don't see where
This
he's
was
at.
after they had already started.
They had already started, yes. And he said.
What do you mean? No, he called me that morning, said, I'm wanting the dirt. I said, okay, by lunchtime, you have all the dirt you need. And then he told me, no more, because I got enough. And then he called me back, no, I need some more, so that,
Okay,
so I don't know, he said he had enough.
That's fine. We can wait until we get the documentation, and then we'll look at it and decide.
And we said, wasn't the contract for both built, for both gates?
Okay.
No.
The contract wasn't for both gates when we approved them?
No, there were two separate times.
Then we had to re-advertise for one in Cheto because it both together for the same company exceeded the 50,000 bucks, so we had to re-advertise. We awarded one because.
But if it was done, both of them together, they did away with the 8,500, so they divided.
Well, that's what I'm saying, that they took away $8,000, so that means they have to both agree with both of them.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. There's no sense in, when we get the documentation, let's see what they say, because that's.
I know, but if I'm gonna help Commissioner Revolcada, so hey, I'm gonna help you for $1,500, but then Commissioner Carmona comes and says, I'll help you, so we're gonna split it. We had agreed already, correct? If Commissioner Carmona is gonna help us, so that's what we did with her. She split that cost in half for the moment.
For the Messina section.
That's why it was 46,000. It was originally 48, the first one.
No, they reduced the monies because they were gonna move it one time.
Because we were gonna do it one time, right?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So that's what we're getting back at. So once he sent documentation, then we'll look at it and see what we get.
Yeah, no problem. If he documents it.
Yeah. And if it's something different, because I don't, we're assuming.
Because then the other problem is going to be is, we've advertised for these things like 3 or 4 times, and the only one that has the, I guess, the work history, is Misano. There's nobody around here that does those work.
That's somebody did it on the second bid.
Yeah, they did, but
They don't have the experience on it.
they have the experience to do that. And this is going to create a problem. So that's going to cost us the other way.
I don't have problems, but I got problems with them saying what they're saying for myself. That's my problem.
Yeah, and when documentation comes in, I'll bring it back and we'll look at it.
That's what we're asking for the documentation. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries by unanimous vote.
Do we have one more, sir?
Yes. Do you have a motion?
No, I didn't.
Did
we?
Did
Did you? Motion by who?
We need a motion to approve,
To approve what, Judge?
us waiting for documentation before we decide whether we're gonna reimburse, or do a change order for the, expenses to Messiano skate park. Okay, there was a motion by Commissioner Rivera, second by Commissioner Alonso Carmona. Any other discussion?
Okay.
All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. 2.19 is approval for RMG Precinct 3 and 6 to accept donation from the Texan Inn for lava rock to be placed at the Rodeo Arena and Conference Center. I'm assuming that they gave you some double rock?
Well,
What, you talking about small little rocks?
no, it's a big one.
Oh, so like boulders?
Yeah, Martin Carmona was up in the clean all the area, so they gave the rocks to Martin Carmona, but then Martin Carmona told them to give it to us, so they called me and said that they were donating these rocks. So I said, well, we'll take them, and they're beautiful rocks, and we put them in the convention center. They're double rocks.
So you're gonna use them like barriers?
No, they're like,
See, they're
landscaping.
like decorative, but you're gonna use them for barriers or you're gonna use for?
No, for landscaping. Oh, he's gonna use them.
What else? Okay, no, so I was thinking that if you have an area where you don't want people to come in with their cars, you can put those things.
So the convention center, where we want to do it.
Motion to approve.
By Commissioner Rivera,
Second.
by Commissioner Noguera, do we have any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. 220 is approval for RMB Precinct 3 and 6 to purchase a vacuum truck. One question, how many vacuum trucks do we have? I know we have one, right? Tell them not to leave the court.
Appreciate one, guys.
You have one. And we have one. I don't know what, the rodeo. Who else? Is it? Have you found out, or you advise to the Bible?
Yes. Well, once the next meeting comes, I'm gonna present a resolution where we invite from the state out of West Texas.
Out of the state, is that by board?
Yeah. It's a, by board.
Yeah, it's another organization like the Bible Board, but we have to join it in order for us to participate.
So,
The tent itself, this one right here is 39, but it's one like the Eloy and Commissioner Reyes.
the city what?
No, I'm gonna put better, Judge, to where it'll have the bar instead of just putting it all out in the bed. It's gonna have the bar and it's gonna be spraying it.
Judge, if we have money that we can use for, can we get one? My question is, I've been working on Diamond Age, Lori Road, Buddy's Lane, Monson Road.
The answer is yes.
I don't have a truck, but I do have a material.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that way.
You don't tell me what it is that you need, I don't know. I'm assuming that you have whatever it is that you need.
And I borrowed Mr. Gutierrez and I borrowed Eloy's. But there's times that, I mean, like right now, the rodeo, when they had the 4th of July, I couldn't water the road that much, but the water sensor we can use.
We bought one specifically for the road. And I think Commissioner says that he has a road that he cannot use that big truck.
That's the only thing with Lori Road, I won't be able to use the big one.
The only thing I say with that equipment, when you take it, you bring it back as soon as you finish.
Lori Road's more. Not with the fence.
Because that equipment is through the Public Safety Facility Corporation, so that's tied into that arena. And I don't have a problem being used, but it's got to be. If you need a water truck and you have money in the budget, get it now. Because
The other one is 24.